O'Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News, Thursday, November 9th, 2023. Stand up for your country. Did you see the Republican debate last night? Well, if you did, you're in an elite group because about 5 million people watched it. Not a lot. And the reason is that there's no point watching it unless you're really a political hardcore person, because Trump will get the nomination unless, something happens. It is Trump. So anything could happen tomorrow, Friday or Saturday or Sunday. But if the primaries were all wrapped up today, obviously he gets a nomination. And is that a good or a bad thing for the country? That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. So I didn't watch the whole debate. I was in and out of it. I had to do News Nation with Cuomo last night and a whole bunch of other things, but I saw enough of it to know that there was nothing new. All right. I mean, it's the same old stuff. And you can't blame the candidates. If you're the governor of Florida, you're going to tell everybody what you did in Florida. If you're the ambassador to the United Nations, you're going to show off your foreign policy props. I mean, come on. If you're Vivek Ramaswamy, you're going to try to get attention, which he did. If you're Christie, you're going to hate Trump. That's it. They're the same stuff. But there was one part that did catch my attention, and that's TikTok. TikTok. So I'm not on any of this, all right? I hire people to be on it for me. I read regular books. I don't watch a lot of TV, but I'm occupied in trying to accumulate knowledge so I can do a good job analyzing the news. So I've never been on TikTok. I wouldn't know how to get on TikTok. But I'm going to tell you about it in case you don't know. So it is a social media app. That's number one. And the users of TikTok are allowed to send them stuff. All right? Videos, commentaries, and then you can post it. And then people watch it. Other people watch it. You can become semi-famous that way if you've got a creative streak going for you. The average length of the video is less than a minute. So it's like bang, 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 bang. And you're looking for attention. The average audience is 150 million a day in the USA, and overseas it's 1 billion. So you can see it's a colossal enterprise. TikTok is owned by a Chinese company called ByteDance, ByteDance. So if you are a company in China, you do what you are told by the communist leadership. So you know that. Okay, so it's not like a company in USA where you have some privacy rights, you have this, that, nothing like that. So China has access to TikTok. And the danger is, and some people believe, that the Chinese government is using TikTok to put out propaganda and to accumulate information from different parts of the world, including America. All right? And to get messages to younger Americans about a whole variety of things that the Chinese communists want to put out there. That's the objection. Okay. So at the debate, this came up. TikTok. What should the government do about TikTok? Chris Christie was the strongest. Go.
So in my first week as president, we would ban TikTok. They want to go ahead and sell it? Let them go ahead and sell it. But I'll tell you another reason we would do it. Facebook's not in China. X is not in China. They're not permitting a free flow of information to the Chinese people from our social media companies, yet we just open the door and let them do what they're doing. TikTok should be banned because they are poisoning American minds, and I would do it week one.
That was a strong answer. And if you go the economic route, that China bans Facebook and other American companies, then you're going to go around the First Amendment. Okay, because even though it's a foreign company, First Amendment rights apply in the USA. So if you just say, well, I'm going to ban TikTok because I don't like TikTok, you run into legal problems. If you go, no, if you're the president, because they're not doing fair trade. This is where they're going to get hammered. That's the way to go. Now, the TikTok thing prevailed throughout the middle of the debate, and then it got controversial. Go.
Mr. Ramaswamy, we've talked about this. You campaign on TikTok. How do you get TikTok banned if you use it?
Well, I want to laugh at why Nikki Haley didn't answer your question, which was about looking at families in the eye. In the last debate, she made fun of me for actually joining TikTok while her own daughter was actually using the app for a long time. So you might want to take care of your family first.
Leave my daughter out of your voice.
Adult daughter. The next generation of Americans are using it. And that's actually the point. You have her supporters propping her up. That's fine. Here's the truth.
You're just
the easy
scum.
answer.
Okay. Now, Ramaswamy didn't do himself any good. You can't bring the family in. I just can't. I know Vivek, he's been on the program. I admire his spunk, but you can't do that. All right. So calling him scum, I'm not sure that was, but it got a lot of attention, obviously. Democrats love all this, by the way. They love all this kind of stuff. Anyway, that was the high point of the debate. And preliminary ratings, 5 million people watched it. Second debate, 9 million. First debate, 13 million. No Trump presence. In fact, I think Trump probably got more TV viewers on Newsmax, which is the Trump network, when they ran his speech in Hialeah, just a few miles away from the Miami debate. Probably Trump got more viewers than the debate did, interestingly enough. We'll have those numbers for you on Monday, because they go up and down, in and out. There's a whole bunch of ways you can watch stuff. Summing up, it's over right now, okay? There's going to be another debate. News Nation's going to have it in December. And the process is the process. I don't object to the process at all. But unless something unforeseen happens, and again, with Trump, anything could happen. So he's got it locked, and that's the memo. The rally that Trump gave, I did dip in there a few times, primarily was a grievance rally, which is what Donald Trump is selling, that he's the victim. And in some cases, he is a victim. So that's the truth. This New York City thing is so corrupt, it's beyond belief. So in some cases, Trump's a victim. But he is obsessed now with Biden. Roll the tape.
Crooked Joe Biden and the radical left Democrats are turning the United States into communist Cuba. The Biden regime is trying to put their political opponents in jail, shutting down free speech, taking bribes and kickbacks to enrich themselves and their very spoiled children. But we're here tonight to declare that Crooked Joe Biden's Banana Republic ends on November 5th, 2024. But under the Crooked Joe Biden, we were weak and soft and in danger like never before, and that continues. So he can't get off the stage, he can't put two sentences together, and he's in charge of our nuclear talks. This is the closest we've ever been to World War III.
So, there you go. Okay, you're up to speed. So Hillary Clinton surfaces yesterday on The View, of course, all right, and she said something which I believe you're going to hear more and more and more of. Go.
Well, you know, when I was Secretary of State, I used to talk about one and done. And what I meant by that is that people would get legitimately elected, and then they would try to do away with elections and do away with opposition and do away with a free press. And you could see it in countries where, well, Hitler was duly elected.
That's right.
Right? And so all of a sudden, somebody with those tendencies, those dictatorial, authoritarian tendencies would be like, oh, okay, we're going to shut this down. We're going to throw these people in jail. And they didn't usually telegraph that. Trump is telling us what he intends to do.
So Trump is Hitler now. You're going to hear more of that. So Trump's going to say that Biden is Castro, Cuba, communist Cuba. And then the Democrats are going to know Hitler. Trump is Hitler, Biden's Castro. You know, you got to almost laugh at this because that's what we're going to hear over and over and over again. So Joe Biden is on another money grab on our dime. He goes to Illinois and he gives a speech about good paying union jobs. Okay. But the real reason he's there is he does a campaign reception in Chicago. He'll rake in a lot of money for the reelection campaign, of which I don't think he's going to be a part. Now, interestingly enough, the Working Families Party is now starting to actively support Joe Biden. Do you know what the Working Families Party is? Do you know what it is? It's a socialist party. And they call themselves working class, but family, but no, it's not. So just keep an eye on that. We are. If you've got loved ones who depend on you, why leave anything up to chance in a worst case scenario? Give your loved ones a safety net. Policy Genius makes finding the right policy simple, and their team of licensed experts are on hand to talk you through it. With Policy Genius, find life insurance policies that start at just $292 per year for $1 million of coverage. Some options offer same-day approval and avoid unnecessary medical exams. Compare life insurance quotes from America's top insurers in just a few clicks to find your lowest price. No wonder they have thousands of five-star reviews on Google and Trustpilot. Your loved ones deserve a financial safety net, and you deserve a smarter way to find it and buy it. Head to policygenius.com/Bill to get your free life insurance quotes and see how much money you can save. That's policygenius.com/Bill. Okay, let's get to the mail. We go to Valerie. I was very disappointed that more Republicans didn't win in this week's election. I think it's a sign that the American people do not associate economic pain with the Democratic Party, maybe not even with Joe Biden. Valerie, it wasn't about economics. This was about one or two issues that had nothing to do with the big picture. And the Democrats are simply more motivated on abortion than the Republicans were. That's what it was. Cliff Balas, Paradise, California. I think we both know, Bill, that the real problem is the Republican Party is a bunch of lazy, self-centered individuals. There's a long list of these people. Look, I'm not going to condemn the Republican Party. I will tell you there's no leadership. I mean, when you don't have a leader, Barack Obama is a leader of the Democratic Party. Still, to this day. Because don't have a leader. Trump's not a Republican, as I've said many, many times. Kevin McDaniel, Las Vegas. Bill, I heard your comments recommending the emphasis of adoption. Kudos. Thank you for illuminating the higher road. I could never figure out why the Republican Party, local, state, and federal, doesn't put forth legislation that the government would help the adoption agencies. If it's all about saving lives, which for me it is, okay, that gives a very vivid choice. You can destroy the unborn, abortion, or you can save them, adoption. Why don't they do that? It drives me nuts. Dr. Richard Mancuso, Riverview, Florida. Bill, it's rare I disagree with you, but the Republicans shot themselves in the foot with the Supreme Court ruling against Roe. To make matters worse, some red states are restricting abortion to an unreasonable degree. Well, number one, Republicans didn't have anything to do with Roe v. Wade. That was a Supreme Court thing, and politics did not enter into it, doctor, so we do have a disagreement there. I don't know about shooting anybody in the foot, but there is an element when you get into rape and incest that's unreasonable. I will agree with you there. Mike Critaro, Canastoa, New York. This country is not strong enough to do what is hard, like JFK said at Rice University in 1962. Only pain and suffering will wake people up. Bill, you might be packing your bags for Ireland. Not yet. This country, look, my own experience is I live on Long Island, which has gone red from blue. If it can happen here, the center of the media in the world, and all the corruption that comes along with the media, it can happen here, happen everywhere. Maybe not California. Lloyd, it was better that Karine Jean-Pierre gave the answer she gave instead of the one Wisconsin native suggested. We're talking about Tlaib, I guess, because it showed her heartlessness. Pierre tried to appease both the donors to her party and her left-wing flank. You know how I feel about the spokesperson for the president. David, concierge member, David gets direct access to me. So please consider concierge membership. Great Christmas present for yourself. Or you give a little gift card, BillO'Reilly.com, concierge membership. Believe me, whoever you give that to will thank you for the entire year. So David says Newsom's popularity is tanking here in California because of economics and especially non-prosecution of crime. Okay, you're probably right. And taxes, too. You guys can't even walk out of the house without getting taxed out there. Jay Yao, Pleasant Hill, Louisiana. What was your take on the late Paul Harvey? Did he mentor you? No, but I had a good relationship with him. He did a couple of items on the killing books, and we talked on the phone a few times. I think he admired what I brought to television, and I certainly admired what he brought to radio. Okay, BillO'Reilly.com, Hanukkah Christmas store. We got gift cards, as we just showed you. But the big thing this season is the bundle of all 13 killing books. All right, and then if you buy this bundle and you have 13 separate gifts there, you get the free live show that I did for WABC at Huntington, Long Island, 2 weeks ago. And we're not giving that out. That's not going to be seen. You get it free. So please check that out. Word of the day, do not be a poltroon, Poltroon. All right, so you like to booze it up? You like a little drink at night? All right, stick around for the final thought. Debt. You go to bed and wake up thinking about it. Here is the truth. The system traps you in debt. High interest credit cards and loans make it nearly impossible to pay it off. And insane inflation keeps you stuck paycheck to paycheck. Done with Debt is your lifeline. Done with Debt has a new strategy to help you erase debt faster and easier than you thought. It analyzes all the debt options you qualify for. They know how to reduce bills and cut interest rates. Their skilled staff of negotiators know how to get your debt out of your life without bankruptcy and without a loan. Done with Debt are the experts in brilliant strategies for eliminating debt. Here's how easy they make it. Go to donewithdebt.com. That's donewithdebt.com. Here is the final thought of the day. According to the Economic Cooperation and Development Organization, okay, binge drinking is rising all over the world. Okay, that's where you want to get drunk as fast as you can. And then you want to do it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, here are the biggest binge drinking countries in the world. Number one, Denmark. To Romania. I never drink wine. Who said that? Dracula. 3, Britain. 4, Luxembourg. 5, Germany. 6, Belgium. 7, Australia. 8, Ireland. 9, Iceland. 10, USA. They're the biggest binge drinking countries in the world. Here are the least binge drinking countries. Turkey, I guess you can get your hand chopped off if you drink. Italy, Greece, Spain, Slovak Republic, Bulgaria, right next to Romania. So they're boozing it in Romania, but not in Bulgaria. Hungary, Estonia, Latvia, Portugal. Portugal got a lot of wine, all of that over there. So anyway, look, 26% of men globally, so they binge drink. 12% of women. I thought that stat was interesting. Now, binge drinking And I hate to be a holy roller here. That's not where I'm coming from at all. We're looking out for you. Smart life, right? Okay. Bad things happen when you lose control of yourself. Would we all agree? Can we all agree? I mean, most of the terrible things in my life happened when I made a mistake, when I wasn't fully in control of what I was doing. I don't drink. I've never drank, ever, my whole entire life. Because when I was in high school, when drinking usually starts, I was playing 4 sports. So I was sweating all of the time. I was training all of the time. And I didn't have any inclination. I remember going once to a party. Good friend of mine, parents went to Florida, foolishly left him in charge of the house at 18 years old. So he throws a party and everybody gets drunk and throws up in the house and destroys the house and the cops have to come. And I watched it. And I said, you know what? Not doing this. And then when I went to college, it's drinking like crazy. He was 18 then in New York, drinking age. Everybody was drinking all this. And they're falling down. They were cutting themselves. They were getting in accidents. And I'm like, oh, what is this? You know, I could never see it. And then I added to that my grandfather on my mother's side, who died of cirrhosis of the liver because he was drinking all the time. And my cousin, who I really liked, he died at 37 from booze. I didn't see those men a lot, but I knew what was going on. My parents didn't drink much. I never saw my parents inebriated, ever. I mean, that was a big thing. So if you are raised by parents who, throwing them down, you're more likely to do that. Same thing with smoking pot. If you smoke pot in front of your kids, shame on you. Okay, because that kid's going to see that. And so when I read this binge drinking thing, I'm not going to generalize about behavior because it's not right to do that, but I will reinforce this. Nothing good comes from being inebriated. That's why you feel so badly the next morning. Your body's going, what are you doing? All right, and your mind, if you're in, this is the pot thing, it drives me nuts. You're putting chemicals into your brain. What are you doing? You got to respect yourself, right? And again, I don't want to get into holy roller territory here. I don't want to do that. Final thought here. So I got a lot of friends. I'm very lucky in that area. And I had breakfast last weekend with guys in the neighborhood I've known for 60 years. And we're still still friends. None of my friends are drinkers. They'll have a cocktail now and then. A few of them, once in a while, will get a little this and that. But when they do, all the other guys around mock them. It's like reverse. Okay, so if you get a little blasted, then in my crew, you're the object of derision. You go, hey, what are you doing now? You can't hold your, well, that kind of stuff. And I think it's me primarily because people know I don't drink. And then that inhibits them from doing that around me. I get it. But I have kind of passed that along to my urchins. And I said, look, I've saved, and this is absolutely true, about $3 million in my life by not drinking. Add it up. Cocktails now in any lounge or any bar running from 10 to 15 bucks. Okay? Add it up. I never had that I'm drinking, when I did drink soda, which I don't anymore, I drink Sprite. Now I drink a little water with lime or lemon. The bartenders hate me. They hate me. But I said, look, I save so much money by not drinking and buying drugs. You can't even imagine. And I use that money to travel, to have a nice house, all right, to give away to charities that help kids and vets. So there's so many reasons not to do it. I wanted to take your time, and I apologize if I'm rambling on a final thought to weigh in on the booze thing. And now it's glamorous. Of course, George Clooney's got the little booze thing, and what's his name? Puff Daddy's got it, and the guy on the beach. I can't getting old. They're all boozing up. I know they're getting paid. I know the commercials. I got it. But it's glamorous now to drink. But in reality, it's not. Thank you for watching and listening to the No Spin News. New column on Sunday, BillO'Reilly.com. You want to reach me, Bill@BillO'Reilly.com, name and town. We'll see you on Monday. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.